All right, so I'm gonna start this one. This is another big cult, a big famous cult. So the Heaven's Gate, have you heard of them?
Yes, I've heard the phrase.
Okay, so Heaven's Gate, they were a cult. They were led by a former music teacher named Marshall Applewhite. He believed that the Earth was going to be recycled. He believed it was
Oh
going to be
my.
destroyed. Yeah, and uh, and he and his, I can't remember her name. I think her name was Bonnie Nettles, off the top of my head. He had a yeah. She sounds like a
What
dame out of
names?
a
Bonnie Nettles
yeah.
and Applewhite.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
Marshall Applewhite, yeah. But Bonnie Nettles sounds like a character out of film noir, you know. Uh, but so they founded this Heaven's Gate, believing that inevitably the world would be recycled, and they kind of started out and they said to people, "Listen, the world's going to be recycled. We, but there's a way that we can ascend away from the world, and we won't have to die. We'll have our bodies will literally ascend off the earth, and then
Man, that's cool.
yeah, and then over time, they gathered all these followers, and then Bonnie died of cancer, and Marshall kind of went insane, and he started, he was like, oh, obviously, this is not gonna happen because Bonnie has now ascended without her body, so now we must all ourselves somehow find a way to ascend away from this earth that is going to be recycled, and
Shit.
yeah, and essentially their opportunity came in, I think it was 1998 when the Hale-Bopp comet was discovered. And Marshall said, listen, the Hale-Bopp comet is coming really near to Earth, and what's traveling behind the Hale-Bopp comet is an alien spacecraft that is coming to save us from the recycling of the Earth. We can't see the alien spacecraft because it's traveling in the tail of the Hale-Bopp comet. And he persuaded his organization, his cult of 39 people, just a mere 39 people, um, to self-mord, to kill themselves. He had them come round and take
Damn it,
poison and
man.
then put a plastic bag over their head, so they'd effectively fall asleep with a plastic bag over their head and die. Um,
Oh,
but my fact is, before they
fuck.
left though, before they took this trip, they prudently bought alien abduction insurance worth $1 million per person, which would pay out in the event of abduction, impregnation, or death caused by aliens, and it was to be paid out to the Society of Heaven's Gate.
Which, pardon my expression,
Yeah.
fucking underwriters, insurance underwriters, had that policy going.
Yeah, I mean, look. Yeah, so $1 million per person. It's a pretty. I mean, I don't know why they would need the money. They're all gonna go. They're all going to heaven. They're all going to go to Hale-Bopp Comet.
Wonder what the
Like,
premium was. Fucking hell.
yeah, like
We
I
don't have
bet you,
this
I bet you it
insurance.
was $5. Like you call any insurance company and they're like, "Hey, listen, can I
Low
buy?
risk,
Can I buy this?"
$5.
Yeah, they're like, "Yeah, you can buy this $5 a month. Buy it for 1,000 people. It's great, fucking course." Like, free money. Anyway.
Doesn't Lloyd's of London get this call on a Friday afternoon? They're about to go for drinks. Underwrite what? Insure what? Fuck it. Yeah,
Yeah,
why not? Yeah.
sure. Hey, you know what this guy wants to insure? 40 people, 39 people, 21 women, and 18
Is that your
men.
fact, though?
That's
Is
my
it-
fact.
Oh
Is
my
that they
God.
took out
Not the
insurance. Yeah.
You're talking cuck. It's a lie. There's no fucking ways. No one would underwrite that. What country were they in? I know that you
Oh,
told me
no,
the
they're
date.
American. Yeah, they're American. Yeah.
Well, please tell me there is some kind of central body governing the financial services market in America. Please tell me you're lying. You're lying. You're lying.
I'm not lying. It's the truth.
Fuck.
It's the truth. And do you want to know something else, Ryan? It was insured through Lloyd's of London.
Oh, stop it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Somehow you
stop
stumbled
it.
on that little fact. It was unbelievably.
Alien abduction.
Yeah, alien abduction.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, what happened? So
that-
what happened? I mean, the cult believed they were going to be alien abducted. They gathered in their headquarters, which was like a San Diego mansion, right? Which, by the way, they were allowed to rent.
But you've got a mansion. Why do you want to
No,
leave
but hang
the
on. No, they
Earth?
didn't. They rented it for the occasion, right? But they were allowed to rent it because he told them they were a Christian cult of angels. Like the owner of the house was like, as long as you're Christians, right? Like you're all angels, are you? Rent my house. It's
You
fine.
see now, because there's a verse in the Bible
Yeah.
saying, "Be be nice to everyone, because you don't know if you've been, you might have been entertaining angels or something. It's
Oh, really? Okay.
yeah. So if someone asks you, please do you have bread or please do you have £5 for me, you don't know one of them might be an angel. It's in Hebrews.
Okay.
So they're like, we're all
They were
angels.
angels. Yeah, clever. Anyway, they
Oh,
were
you
allowed,
can rent my San Diego mansion.
but yeah, they
course
were
you
allowed
can.
to rent this place, and then so it was the weekend that they arrived on the Saturday, 22nd of March, and on the Sunday they started committing suicide. I'm going to read they took a combination of phenobarbital, alcohol, and hydrocodone, mixed in with applesauce or pudding,
Yum.
and then they put a plastic bag over their head to suffocate themselves to death. And then others, the first 15 went on the first day with 8 people helping them, and then when they went, they got covered by a purple shroud, and then the next 15 went on the Monday, and then the last 8 took their own lives, and Marshall was one of the last to die, but he wasn't the last one to die, because obviously they can tell who the last one was to die because they don't have a shroud on them. Right, they couldn't. Nobody was dead. Yeah, and
That was very good detective work, Mr. Poirot.
But you know what?
That was the last one noted. How do you know, Mr. Poirot? He was the only one without a shroud on it. Who would have covered him?
just
a
an
genius.
awkwardly pulled on. You've got a bag on your head.
Yeah, genius, Mr. Poirot.
Yeah, so that was
man.
But the awkward part about this, so they all wore these like black tracksuits because they were expecting to go somewhere where they might need to, they had their pockets filled with like the personal possessions they wanted to take
Traveling.
with them.
So just kind of
So they had
travel
their
light,
ID cards.
comfortable travel,
Yeah,
running shoes.
they had
No.
they all had the exact same pair of brand new running shoes, which were fresh Nike Decades. So they all wore the exact same running shoes, and they had armbands that read "Heaven's Gate Away Team." And this is the tragic part. This whole thing comes from Star Trek. The whole thing, the whole belief.
Oh.
There's a video of one of the members. She touches her chest like this, and she says, "39 to beam up."
Oh.
Yeah, and that's a video
Oh.
taken just before they all killed themselves.
Oh no.
They genuinely believed they were
Was,
beaming up to a spaceship.
Was Heaven's Gate one of the episodes from Next Generation or something? One of the people that
But
met or-
but they
So
used
the-
to
oh,
do
so-
they used to do Star Trek watching parties and all sorts
Oh,
of stuff, and they were
fuck's
clearly
sakes.
influenced by it. And
Can't
yeah,
you sue Star Trek for bad
I mean,
influence?
so-
Putting
so
thoughts of
there's-
cultiness in my head.
there were 4 of them who survived. So after the Heaven's Gate cult went, a bunch of the ex-members and a bunch of the members who hadn't been there took their own lives at home because they didn't want to be left behind. But there are 4 apparently members left over who survived, and one of them is still managing the Heaven's Gate website with an email address. And he's been quoted as saying that he gets 5 requests a day to join the Heaven's Gate cult. People are just like, and he has to keep telling them, there is no cult. We're all dead. Which is dark as fuck, but like also, yeah. But you kind of wonder how people reach this point where they're all prepared to commit suicide, together. And I sort of thought about so I looked into it, right? And what the Heaven's Gate cult did was that everything they did had to be exactly the same every single day. So if they made pancakes, the pancakes had to be made with the exact same mixture. They had to be timed on this side for this long, flipped over, timed on this side for this long. Everyone got the same number of pancakes. Everybody got the same amount of syrup to put on their pancakes, But everything, the men shaved the same way. But do you see, like, what this does is it indoctrinates a kind of a self, like an external think. Your thinking's being done by somebody else. You just kind of
no
going
critical
through the motion.
thinking. You hand it
That's
over.
Right, that's right. You're going through the motion, and this is used by cults quite a lot, where they make you give up your power of self thought, and then you give it up to somebody else, and then when he says to you, "Okay, we're gonna drink this thing," you're so in that process, you're so brainwashed to that process that you end up taking it. Which is why if you watch those videos of the Heaven's Gate people, before they die, it's very sad because you see normal people. They're a bunch of different people aged between 26 and 72 years old.
Where's this video?
Yeah, so they all.
I don't know
they're
if
all on
I'd-
the-
I
they're
don't
all
know
on
if
the
I'd
internet.
ever
No,
wanna
it's
watch
just,
it. It'd
it's
be
just
too
them talking
sad for
about
me.
but it's them
But
talking about
that's fascinating.
about the cult and their beliefs and how excited they are to be they're gonna get beamed up now. And yeah, it's so there you
Do
go.
they have
That's
jobs and
Heaven's Gate.
stuff? Did some of them study at university, and do they have jobs?
Yeah, different people had different jobs. Different people did different things. And here's the thing, right? So they took out this insurance for $1 billion per person with Lloyd's of London. To date, Lloyd's have not paid out. Lloyd's claim that they would have to prove they were abducted
Sure.
by aliens.
Oh, absolutely.
And a couple
Yeah.
months after,
Claims department. So I'm sorry, we.
that's right. A couple months after these people ascended to Hale Bob Comet, to the Lloyd's quietly withdrew their alien abduction policy, so you can no longer take out an alien abduction policy. And I'm pretty sure Lloyd's of London does not want people to talk on their podcasts about this fucking fact.
We're taking the piss.
Yeah, they were taking the piss, and then they got kind of stuck in an awkward situation. Yeah.